Hello, boys. Very good morning to all of you. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is not only a proverb, this is the key to a successful life, a beautiful life. So try to make practice of this one or this good habit. And very welcome to online class, and in my today's class I'm going to discuss some knowledge based question from chapter 14, that is physics to save life. And from this chapter, mainly knowledge based, comprehension based, and some questions from different instrument that are useful for for diagnosis purpose, or that are used to detect many diseases that were very difficult to detect earlier, but nowadays with some instrument, with some miracle of science, and it has become possible to detect different kind of disease and to make cure of those diseases. So let's start class. We will only discuss knowledge based question today. First question is, what is isotope? This is a familiar question to you, that an isotope of a chemical element indicates that an atom that has same number of protons but a different number of neutrons. That means an atom having same number of protons but different number of neutrons is called isotope. Different kind of atom has different kind of isotope. For example, carbon has three isotope. Among all the isotope, carbon 14 is a radioisotope. Hydrogen has the hydrogen atom also has three isotope: hydrogen, deuterium, tritium. So you can add some examples over here. Second question is, what is half-life? Half-life, you have known about this term, and you have also done some math related to half-life. The time required to decay half of the total amount of an atom present in a radioactive element is called half-life. That means for an atom, the time that takes to just get the atom or number of atom or the total element for being half, the time required for being half is called its half-life. And then, what is X-ray? What do you mean by X-ray? X-ray is a very common diagnosis element or diagnosis method for determining different kinds of problems in our body. And what is X-ray? This is an electromagnetic radiation with very short wavelength. The wavelength of X-ray is less than visible light, and very short wavelength. As its wavelength is very short, its velocity is so high, and so it can pass through many materials due to its high penetrating ability. And as its wavelength is very short, its penetrating ability is also high, so it can pass through different organs of the body and can detect different diseases. So what is X-ray? This is an electromagnetic radiation. Its wavelength is very short, and that's why its velocity is very high, and that's why it can penetrate through our body, so to detect different kind of diseases or different kind of dislocations of bones, or etc. Next question, how do X-ray has high penetrate how do X-ray passes through our body? We have known about X-ray, how is X-ray generated, but how it passes through our body. Though the X-ray has high penetrating ability, but different parts of the body absorb X-rays in varying degrees. Different parts of the body absorb X-ray in different proportion, because all organs of our body are not of same density, same material. So according to the density of our body element, different parts of the body absorb X-rays in different proportion. For example, dense bone absorbs much of the X-ray radiation, but soft tissues such as muscle, fat, and soft organs, exactly the tissues or the cells that are so soft that allow X-rays to pass through them, because these tissues or this soft muscle are really transparent than the bones, because having calcium, the density of bone is much higher than the other organs or the parts of the body. So X-ray radiation can pass through soft tissues, and so as a result, as the bones just absorb the radiation, as a result bones appear white on the X-ray report, while other organs, tissues, muscles, etc., other organs just appear as a gray color or black color in the total X-ray report. So thus an X-ray works, or X-ray radiation works. Next question is, what is brachytherapy? Brachytherapy, this term is used in detection of different kind of disease. For example, brachytherapy is a procedure that involves placing radioactive material inside patient's body to treat cancer. That means where radioactive therapy needed, in where the radioactive therapy is needed, for example cancer, detecting cancer, or for the treatment of cancer, for detecting tumor, radioactive therapy or radioactive materials are needed. So on those procedures, the brachytherapy is used. This allows doctors to deliver higher doses of radiation to more specific areas of the body that projects radiation from a machine outside of patient's body. This mainly involves keeping some radioactive element on specific portion of or specific areas of a patient body, and the activities of that radiation is observed outside of the patient's body through a machine, and the total process is called a brachytherapy. And as this is a therapy, this is mainly used for cancer detection, cancer treatment, or tumor detection for that type of diseases. So our next question, what is crescograph? You have known about this word. Crescograph was invented by Sir Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose. The instrument used to record the growth of plants is called crescograph, and for observing the rising of a tree, that means a tree has life. So for detecting that one, Sir Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose invented this instrument that is called crescograph, and through it we can record the growth of plants. Next, the question is, why dye is used as contrast material? Dye is used as contrast material in some detection process, or in some disease detecting instrument. The dye is used as contrast material, and what is the reason for this? especially in angiograph, in MRI, or in CT scan. In this type of diagnosis process, the dye is used. Dye is used as contrast material in angiograph, MRI, or in CT scan. The material is used to improve clarity of the images of body's internal structures. They mainly this diagnosis process, that means MRI or angiograph or CT scan, is done to detect some problem from inner portion of our body, from some very sophisticated portion of our body. So dye is used as contrast material that improve the image of body's internal structure. This improves the diagnostic accuracy by improving the visibility of inflammation, if there is any inflammation, any tumors, any blood vessels, or any obstruction to flow of blood through a vessel, etc. This can be easily easily diagnosed by using dye. During the exam, contrast material is injected through a small catheter placed in a vein of the arm. So this is needed to inject the contrast material from outside. So this is injected through a small catheter, and it is placed in the vein of the arm of the patient. So dye makes the procedure easier, or dye just helps the doctor to diagnose any problem by taking a clear image of any specific organ, and that's why dye is used as contrast material in different types of diagnosis process. So these are the some small question or some knowledge based question from the chapter 13, physics to save life. And don't avoid to this chapter, because though this is a new chapter, some questions are there, some related to some instrument. So you can't avoid the question. You can easily answer to this question if you just have some common idea about this instrument. Sometimes we just fail to detect the solution of mathematical type question in exam. On that case, if descriptive type question comes, then we can easily answer those type of question, and from this chapter only descriptive type questions come. So if you just have a good preparation for this chapter, you can answer all the questions. So boys, in such a way, please try to cooperate with us, and we are with you to support you, to help you for any need. So please contact with us, share with us if you have any problems, and take care of yourself and take care of your family. Be blessed. Thank you to all.